So horse communication, or horse to human communication on a daily basis, is really important. If you're not paying attention to what they're saying to you, you can get hurt. If they're not paying attention to what you're saying to them, frustration comes in, and suddenly you find that things aren't working as they should be, and there's something wrong with your relationship. So, that sort of communication happens on a daily basis in your routines. So it might be going out in the morning to feed your animals. So the horses know with me that I come out and do the same thing every morning. I come out first thing, I give them a warm meal in the winter, so they can expect that I'll come out between 5 and 5:30 in the morning and give them a warm mash meal, and then they have to wait till between 7 and 7:30. Then I come out again, and that's usually when we have the antics, of course, because they're waiting for their hay, the chickens are waiting for their food, the sheep are waiting for their food, the dog's already been fed, he gets fed at the same time as the horses do with that first feed in the morning. And so we've got routines. So part of the routine also for them in that horse to human connection is to move out the way. And so I will tell them verbally. If they don't listen to me verbally, and sometimes they don't because they're impatient and they're feeling competitive with each other. If they're feeling competitive with each other, they'll jostle to get that position that they want to get the hay first. And of course, it's all in their heads, because I don't always show it, but there's always one or two filled up hay nets in their stable that they can go to at any time. But it's not about really that they're hungry, it's about that position that they're after, and it's a bit of a game for them. So I don't mind them having the game, as long as they're not going to run me over and that they'll respect my space. Now if they don't, I verbally warn them first, and the tone of my voice changes, as does the look on my face. So those horses can read me super well. After years and years of me doing the same thing, they could tell you exactly what I was about to do, probably 2 minutes before I even do it. So that's about the horse to human relationship that we have. And same goes for me with them. I can read them really well, because the same thing goes on day after day, whether it's them battling for supremacy, jostling each other, just a general game, whatever it is. You can tell by the vibe and the atmosphere who's up to what. That vibe can change sometimes depending on Bella. It's usually Bella who gets cranky first when she's in season. If she's in season, everything is out of whack for her, and so she's always going to demonstrate that a little bit more, and then that's when you see her put a big girl pants on, I call it, and she shows Bill that she means business. Bill, on the other hand, is the master of sidling up. So if you watch him just about every day, when he wants her to move, he will use his head and he will tap, 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 like someone endlessly knocking on the door. He will drive her crazy with that, shake his head at her. If she doesn't listen and move over, of course, you'll see him go through the stable, go through the back door, come around, sidle up to her, and then he uses his butt to push her over, and he shakes his head up and down. So again, horse communication. That time it's horse to horse communication, and Bella will either move over or she will reject his demands, and there'll be a bit of a bum fight, which I call it. So that's normal in at our place. That happens just about every day. Doesn't worry me. I don't feel threatened or worried by their bum fights, as long as they're not aiming for me. Oh, that was a closey. I just missed a kangaroo. He's actually just a young'un, and I'm doing about 20 or 30 kilometres an hour, and he's absolutely gunned it off into the bush. sure that it's none other. I'm in that zone where it's pretty thick bush here, and kangaroos are quite often out even during the day, so you really got to pay attention. Anyway, that's life, and look, I hope everybody really enjoys our channel. I've only had it running for a couple of months, so you know, if you've got any suggestions over anybody you would like me to review, please put them in the comments. You know, I'm still working out how it all works out. I'm still learning how to edit and produce something that's worth watching. I hope everybody's enjoying Billy and learning about owning an Australian Brumby. For those of you who don't know if you're from overseas, you don't know what a Brumby is. A Brumby is not a breed of horse. A Brumby is a horse that was born in the wild. They can have all kinds of breeds in them. In Billy's case, I haven't had him DNA tested, but if I was to have a good guess, I would say that he has a mixture of quarter horse and Percheron. He's definitely got a heavy breed in him, in the background there, because I can see it in his overall shape and type. Definitely got some quarter horse there, you know, but you know, he could have other breeds in him. I don't know. He was born in the wild. He was born up in the Victorian Highlands. I know there was also standard breds up there, so Bill could have any number of breeds really going through him. But anyway, he, as you know, has turned out to be a strapping big horse from a tiny little Brumby when I first got him. And so it shows you how good nutrition, good care, lots of love and attention can really bring out the maximum potential in your horse. So have patience with your Brumbies when you first get them. Often, you know, they've come out of dire circumstances and they haven't had the best start in life. So take your time with them. Don't be in a rush to gentle them. Let them get to know you. Focus on trust building. That was probably the first thing that I really focused on with Bill, was trust building. I think that's essential if you're going to have a lasting relationship and a good one, where you can trust your horse. The horse has to be able to trust you too and know that you're not going to do anything mean to your horse. It's, you know, they're not commodities. When you get a horse, aim to have it for the long run. I know life circumstances can get in the way, but honestly, if you're going to take on a horse from the wild, know that you've got the time, the patience and the ability. If you don't do it. Pick a horse that's already had all the training. Spend more money. Don't just think that, you know, because Brumbies are cheaper, that you know, you're getting a bargain. It's a big mistake, and the amount of so-called bargains that I see on online auctions is pretty sad. You know, there's a lot of poor horses out there that are ending up in bad situations because somebody thought they'd buy a bargain and then didn't realise that the cost of keeping that bargain was going to be too much for them, or they didn't have the experience. That's why there's horse trading channels and channels like mine that are up there trying to show people some of the basics of how to build a relationship with your horse and basic training. I don't claim to be an expert. I'm just an old lady who's had a lot of years around horses, and I've adapted for my age and disabilities, so I try to make my horse training strategies simple. I work on the KISS theory of keep it simple, stupid, and you know, I don't try and be a powerhouse of knowledge. It's like riding a bike. Anyone who's been in horses for a long time does a lot of things on automatic. It's not that you even think about really what you're doing, and it's not till you film yourself that you stop and think, oh yeah, you know, I didn't realise I did that, or I could do that better. You know, there's it's quite good to film yourself in that sense when you're horse training or starting out training a horse, because you can see your mistakes. You can also learn from yourself as much as you can learn from those trainers online. You know, you don't think that it's only the professional horse trainers that have anything to offer. Go for the lifestyle channels as well, because often you'll see that those people who have horse lifestyle channels will have little nuggets of wisdom that you'll learn something from. So take my advice if you want or don't. It's all up to you. But anyway, I'm just about home, people, so I better get on and get myself organised. Thanks, everyone. Be sure to like and subscribe and follow if you can.